Hey, so this is Sam Black with the some final thoughts on this four-color token burn deck. Was obviously pretty impressed by the Secure the Waste to Tarkus command combo. The small removal was awkward pretty often. Crackling Doom seemed pretty great. I liked the reach from Exquisite Firecraft. Overall, the mana played pretty well. I didn't hate... I was worried about not having things like a second mountain to fetch, or just not having enough different lands to fetch in general, but that wasn't really a problem. I did miss with a fetch land once, but it certainly wasn't a spot where I needed another land. So I think the fundamentals here are pretty sound. And I think that we kind of saw some of what the deck is doing against like the Jeskai deck and the Mardu Splash Blue Dragons deck, where against people who are trying to play these long removal card advantage games, just having so many tokens and so much incidental damage really skirts the ways their deck is trying to interact, which is a good thing to do in general. And the loss was against that control deck that just kind of had, well, a combination of sweepers and then going over us with Dragonlord Dromoka. And it makes sense that you're going to pay some cost in explosiveness for resilience when you build your deck to make removal bad, and that the ramp decks that often are weak against the aggro decks would be a little bit better at beating the aggro decks that prioritize resistance over a clock. So I can see why we would be poorly positioned in that kind of matchup. As for individual card choices, I didn't play against Abzan, which is where the self-inflicted wounds are intended to shine. They do seem like they would be great there, and from everything I've seen, Abzan is a huge portion of the field. So the fact that they weren't great for me in these games, certainly I would not take as a strong argument that they're not good in general. The aggressive plan with the Swift Spears and Zergos seemed fine. The Swift Spears definitely paid off in that last game. I don't know that it's the best approach, especially Zergo. Seems a little questionable, but I get what's going on with it here, and I think it's reasonable. But if I were looking to add other sideboard slots or sideboard cards, Zergo is definitely one of the first places I'd look. I also don't know that you need the other Wild Slashes, although I didn't play against opposing red aggro decks. But I'd say that was a reasonably, successful first outing for this deck. And that's it for this week.